How did Lenin's State and Revolution impact the October Revolution? Imagine a time when the world was shifting rapidly and old systems were being questioned. That's the scene in Russia in 1917, just before the October Revolution. Lenin's book, State and Revolution, played a big role in shaping what happened next. It wasn't just a theory, it was a plan for how to change the entire way society was run. Lenin wanted to show that the current government, based on capitalism, was built to serve the rich and powerful. He argued that this state was an instrument of class oppression, meant to keep the working class and peasants under control. His idea was that this old state had to be destroyed completely and replaced with a new kind of state run by workers and soldiers, called Soviets. Lenin believed that a bourgeois democratic revolution, led by the capitalist class, wouldn't truly free the workers or peasants. Instead, he proposed that the working class, supported by the peasantry, should lead the revolution directly. This was a big shift from earlier socialist ideas that thought the bourgeoisie had to lead the way to socialism. Lenin's concept of the dictatorship of the proletariat meant that the workers' state would suppress the old ruling classes and reorganize society on socialist lines. He looked to the Paris Commune of 1871 as an example of a workers' government that could serve as a model. The Commune replaced traditional armies and police with armed workers, made officials directly accountable, and abolished privileges for political leaders. Lenin wanted the Soviets in Russia to do the same, be organs of direct worker power and self-defense. This thinking directly influenced the Bolsheviks' actions in October 1917. They organized armed workers, known as the Red Guards, and used Soviets to take control of key government buildings. They aimed to dismantle the provisional government, which was a temporary authority after the Tsar was overthrown. The slogan, "All power to the Soviets," summed up their goal of establishing a government based on workers' councils. This new government was meant to be a true workers' democracy, different from the old parliamentary system. It aimed to carry out socialist policies like redistributing land and giving workers control over factories. Of course, after the revolution, Russia faced civil war and external threats. These struggles made it hard to keep the ideal of full Soviet democracy alive. Over time, the Bolsheviks, under pressure, developed a single-party system and bureaucratic structures that moved away from Lenin's original vision. Still, State and Revolution laid the ideological groundwork for the October Revolution. It provided the strategy and justification for overthrowing the old state and creating a new one based on workers' power. It changed how revolutionaries saw the role of the state, emphasizing active involvement of workers and peasants in building socialism. Without Lenin's ideas in State and Revolution, the October Revolution might not have happened in the way it did, as it gave a clear blueprint for how to overthrow capitalism and establish a proletarian state.